Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of iRacing NASCAR AI Career Mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today, it's the middle race of the round of 12 in the playoffs here at Talladega Super Speedway. And, well, this is a track that will either give us a really good opportunity to advance into the round of 8 or a really bad opportunity to advance into the round of 8. And we are going to know here in about 19 minutes time about the situation that is going to be at hand. Now, as you see the points standings coming into this race here in Talladega. Not a good spot for us, obviously some work to do, but we won a stage at Talladega earlier this season. We also finished second in a photo finish to BJ McLeod. If we can replicate that here today, we're probably going to go into Charlotte above the cut line quite comfortably. So Talladega, the perfect race to really give us an opportunity to advance into that next round of the playoffs after what we saw in Texas Motor Speedway, where we actually as well had a non-playoff driver of Michael McDowell picking up the victory here as we come through into qualifying. Ross Chastain currently on the pole, as we actually had a bit of an issue. So after qualifying, I had to completely reset iRacing because it crashed on me. So don't really take this with much value. I just wanted to show it anyways of what we originally did in qualifying, because it ended up being a random grid order. I crossed the line and originally found myself qualifying 23rd, as it was Chastain and Eric Jones on the front row. But like I just mentioned, when we actually went in to do the race, I actually had the game crash. So I had to completely back out, reset everything, and we have a random grid for the start. Let's get ready for Talladega Super Speedway.
He's going to the outside. His effort's going to he turns it. No. Oh, and that destroyed the front end. They're 3 wide. 3 by 3 to the line. Johnson. Oh, there's contact. Get that to you now. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over. Eric gets up to the wall. Now the 24, a big run. He slides. They make more contact. Jones with help. Here comes Almirola. Crash into the wall. I think it's Stenhouse. It might be Blaney. And as they go across the stripe, a photo finish. Denny Hamlin.
Ready to go then for this race here in Talladega. You see the stage lengths on the screen for this 50-lap race. All of the exact 2022 Talladega playoff race paint schemes on track right now. Thanks to Davis Warren, who was able to get the collection made for me. And as you guys know, I love to shout out Davis, and you can check out his collections on iRacing. And as well, he's selling tickets to select races this season. You can hit him up with the contact info listed down below in the description. We're ready to go green, and we have a big task at hand. We need a good day here because Charlotte Road Course, anything can happen there. I want to go into the Charlotte Roval, I would say at least 15 points above the cut line to be relatively comfortable there. But you see Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson lead the field to the green flag. Recent winner right there, Ryan Parise from Bristol, making a move to the outside, and you can already see him going backwards now. Plate racing, or pack racing, I guess I should call it, in iRacing AI. It is such a miserable experience, to be completely honest with you guys. You're going to notice that I was struggling with frame rate at some points throughout this race. And when you have all these cars clumped together, it is very strenuous on iRacing, and my frame rate hates me because I kid you not, I saw frame rates below 20 at points in this race, and imagine trying to drive 3 wide in the middle, sometimes 4 wide, with less than 20 frames per second. It's a bit difficult and, well, mainly annoying, not more difficult, but yeah, it was frustrating at times. But you will notice that the frames certainly not as high as usual, and you as well in the replay system will notice I had less cars being shown on track to as well try and make the frame rate better. But early on in this race, actually, I dipped to the back of the pack on lap 2 because it felt like 3 by 3 by 3 was way too aggressive, way too early. However, I would end up regretting that quite tremendously because we would get linked up with our teammate of Joey Logano, or our Alliance teammate, but the pack would actually get separated into 2 different packs. I don't know how it happened. I went and looked in the replay system, and it just kind of happened. It wasn't like something abrupt happened, a big check-in. No, they just kind of broke up naturally. It was really weird. But that all of a sudden put us in this pack right here, and you can see out the front windshield. Look at that. Look at the pack up there. They're long gone, and we're trying to hustle now. I'm like, well, heck, we need stage points. This is not how we're going to do that. I was trying to play it safe, but now we've played it too safe. And basically, the whole of Penske Racing is back here with Blaney as well as Logano. But I would end up fading to the back of this mini pack again because nobody joined me on the outside. And actually, we got racing racing back here together, and then this mini pack split up to 2, 4 car, 5 car packs. And now here we are getting side drafted by Kurt Busch, actually out of the right rear. Look at this, Kurt Busch pulling us back, and he's going to cause both myself and him to lose connection with the 2 cars that we had to work with. So we were trapped by ourselves for the rest of the stage. We were literally riding around for the rest of the stage. We couldn't do anything. I was very annoyed all of a sudden. Now, as you can see, this first main pack, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, LaJoy, Allgaier in the 62, Kevin Harvick up here, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Briscoe McLeod, the spring Talladega winner, Martin Truex Jr. as well. But I mean, we come through towards the end of this stage, and yeah, I mean, we're quite simply just riding around here with Kurt Busch. There was nothing I could do. 15 laps, of course, in stage 1. So we were just riding in dead last and just waiting for the stage to end. And we cut straight through to the final moments of stage number 1. And this is Kyle Busch leading the way through the tri-oval to win a very calm stage 1 and boring stage 1, to be honest. You can see the rest of the top 10 there. Denny Hamlin, very few playoff drivers in the top 10. When you run dead last in stage 1 and only a couple playoff drivers gets points, it makes you feel a lot better. Everybody would find themselves towards the pit lane here. I actually had some repairs to make after just hitting some cars so hard when I was trying to bump draft, but we would get ready to go back green now from dead last here, 37th place, right behind the 99 of Daniel Suarez for stage 2. So still, although we are back with this main pack, a lot of work to do, and you can see on the restart it's a little bit dank. The AI get a little weird and actually try to go 3 wide before they even hit the start finish line. So not very legitimate. That would get you penalized, of course, in real life, but in iRacing AI, they kind of let it slide as we are back underway up to power through 1 out of turn 2, and you can see the spring winner, BJ McLeod, leading the way just about here down this back straightaway. He's got help from the 8 of Tyler Reddick, who's recently eliminated from the playoffs. Who's going to get eliminated in this round of the playoffs? So there's such strong names in this playoff grid, and then there's me, but you got Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Truex Bowman, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano. I mean, just a few names to list. As you can see, a massive run from myself on the outside. We've gone from dead last in this first stage and on the opening lap of this restart towards the top 10 because I had such a massive run until I got to the back of the 51 of Cody Ware in the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. We got like 4 lanes of 4 wide, and you can see the frame rate was not happy right now. I was struggling so hard and just trying to stay, mainly out of trouble. That was kind of the big goal here as we head down this back straightaway. Lap 18, you can see in the rear view mirror some 4 wide, but then look at this again, just like stage 1, we have 2 packs starting to form, one main pack and then the second pack starting to lose connection. It happened again, so here I am desperately trying to find some way to be at the front of this pack, and we do exactly that, but it didn't matter, and we would end up getting overtaken anyways here momentarily after that, because here comes Eric Jones to my outside. So I was hoping maybe he would get down in front of me and we could kind of bump draft and work with each other. Ryan Preece actually would, though, get to my outside and pass both of us, so then we ended up getting linked up actually with the 41 of Ryan Preece, and I said, okay, now it's game on. Let's try and push somebody and see if we can catch that main pack back, because we need stage points. We desperately need stage points. The stage ends at the end of lap 30 for stage 2. We only have 10 laps to go, but we get linked up pretty well with this 41 of Ryan Preece. 2 lanes moving pretty strong. It's all single file up front there in that pack. You can see out of the front windshield, but the more we would get connected, the faster we would go, but we just struggled to kind of keep organized. So I actually jump up to the back of the 42 now of Ty Dillon, and both of us move to the front of this pack again. Now I said, this is our chance right here. Now no one's to my outside. Let's just push this 42 as hard as I can. It would work. We would run down the main pack on lap 24 down towards turn 3, and I leave the 42 on the dry. I say, see you later, and I should have actually went with him because we get stuck up here. So now I have to hit the brake pedal there, but we're finally to the main pack as the caution's actually going to come out on lap 24, and it was for debris. So we would get ready for a restart, and when I say debris, I say that means I couldn't find a single car crashing. Literally nobody crashed. I looked in the replay, there was not a crash. So we ended up going into the pit lane here, getting 4 tires and fuel, and now we were ready for a late stage restart is what this would kind of present to us here from Talladega. But yeah, the stage ends at the end of lap 30. So we're looking, of course, to hopefully go for the stage win to kind of make up for the loss that we had in stage 1 of finishing dead last. Now, we were back underway here with only a few laps to go in stage 2. 25 laps is all that remains in the race overall. So here we are outside of the top 15, still P21 as we cross the line there. We can see the 3 wide Kyle Busch in the middle there in the number 18. He is moving his way forward very quickly as we went down this back straightaway, though. Denny Hamlin with help from the 2 of Cindric. Reddick help from the 47, but now Reddick's going to jump down in front of his future boss of Denny Hamlin right there as they come through 3 and 4. I did get asked in the comments in the last one, where's Kyle Busch going to go? He will be in the 8 car next season. Most of the changes are going to be authentic to real life for the 2023 season 2 of this iRacing career mode. However, we do have that Dodge team coming in, roster coming soon for that as well, by the way. I, however, will leak the 2 numbers that Dodge will be using, 84 as well as number 28. We're back underway. Well, we've been underway here, but we're back focused on the racing aside from Dodge, and 23 laps to go in the race. Few laps to go in the stage, and we were marching our way to the front, approaching the final lap of stage 2. Stewart-Haas to the front with Almirola and Briscoe, but I get to the outside of both of them. Denny Hamlin just behind myself, but I would actually pull down behind Eric Almirola, so we would set him up well for the final stage here, but our final lap of stage 2, I should say, first, as we head down into turn 1 on this final lap. However, I got kind of caught off guard. As you can see, Allgaier, the 42 of Ty Dillon, the 19 of Truex going past on the outside. And now, fortunately for me, I have an opportunity to jump up in front of the 77 of Landon Castle. Here comes the 41. I'm going to jump up in front of Priest now, who has an even larger run. So we get linked up with this 41 Stewart-Haas Ford Mustang. And as we head down into turn 3, we might have a chance to win this stage. It's going to be difficult, but if we can just get enough of a run through the center of 3, which we're getting, out of turn 4, what's the momentum going to be like right here as we approach this tri-oval for the final time in stage 2, side by side with the 19. Can we get to the 42? If we can just get to the right rear, it's going to be a game changer. Yes, we do get there. We're side by side through the tri-oval, just like the spring race in Talladega. We're going to win a stage just barely over the 42 of Ty Dillon. 10 points as well as an extra playoff point in case we advance into the round of 8 going into that next round. Stage winner. For some reason, it told me I had to let 2 cars pass me after the caution came out. I don't know what that was about, but it didn't matter. We would actually stay out as half the field or so would pit and about half the field would stay out. Now, for the drivers, including myself, that stayed out, it was very close on fuel. We have about 26 laps of fuel in this car when it's full. As you can see, we're back underway in the stage, and it almost looks like the 41 of Ryan Preece is out of fuel. He does get back going here as we head down towards turn 1, but he had his very, very slow restart, so very awkward there. But it is going to be very close on fuel. We might see some drivers run out. We might not. It's going to be tough to tell. Chase Elliott literally went 3 wide around the outside and just drove past me before we even hit the start-finish line. But yet, it's completely legal in iRacing AI. I was using restart zones for this race, and I think that as well was causing that. So I still think I'm going to kind of do away with restart zones. They seem to cause more issues than, just a regular start here in this iRacing career mode without the restart zones. But look at this, powering to the front. Now it's 16 laps to go. I can't get shuffled to the back anymore. We've seen how that works already in this race. So I was doing everything I could in my power to stay up front. But you guys know the deal if you've watched this iRacing career mode season 1, is that pack racing, it is constant shuffling of positions. You might go to the lead, but then you're going to go to the back a few laps later, and that's exactly what happened. And you can see when I get back in the pack how awful my frame rate was. I was just hanging on and just hoping that like my game wasn't going to go too low, and then I just can't even tell what's happening, and then I crashed the car. So that was another incentive to try and stay up front more, is to as well have a good frame rate, for you guys to watch and have a better experience. So I was getting pretty aggressive here with 13 laps to go, trying to keep myself up towards the top 10, up towards the top 5, and well towards the top 3, and even the lead here as we get to the back of Ryan Preece, nearly turning Ryan Preece there as we came through the trial. Well, this is up right at the very front of the pack. That wouldn't have been the first time I caused a big one at a plate track this year. If you remember the Daytona regular season finale, we caused the big one there. Unfortunately, that was a little bit awkward, but it was with Martin Truex Jr. actually, as well as Michael McDowell, who got taken out in that. Are, however, still up towards his top 10, battling it out with these drivers and trying to get the race victory now. If we finish top 10, though, we're going to be looking pretty good on points based off of what it seems like so far with how many playoff drivers are up here towards the top 10 versus how many are not, and having a bit of a rough day here in Dega. So here I am now again, powering my way to the front of this pack. Jay Cook up here with Kyle Larson. I would pass them all, get clear. So we just kind of keep going forward, then we go backwards. Go forward, backwards. You're never really going to be able to stay up front because there's so many different lanes that can get so many strong runs that you have to choose one out of three. And you can see myself, you know, mirror driving anytime I'm up front. But then here I am again, 3 wide in the middle, and then we get shuffled back. So it's just a repetitive process. And really what it comes down to here in Talladega is you're just trying to time it to perfection at the time you get shuffled for the last time before you make your last charge to the front. Because the AI, they all do the same thing. They move forward, then they jump to the inside, go backwards, then they look for a chance to jump up, and then they move forward, and then once they get to the front again, they drop back down because there's no much further to go. So then they go to the back again, and it's just repeat, repeat, repeat. Go to the top, go forward, go to the bottom, go back, and they just keep on doing that over and over again. Here as I slide in behind the 20 of Christopher Bell, then it would become Bell and myself, 1-2. Byron dropped down to the inside line, and he was now moving his way forward. Here I am going 3 wide up the middle because here comes the 24 again. Only 5 laps to go at this point in the race. I was pretty happy with how well we were holding on, however, at this point here as we approach the final few laps. Stenhouse, I threw a bit of a block, and he says, no, sir. We're 4 wide in the middle for the lead briefly as we came through the tri-oval, just hoping that I wouldn't get shuffled too far back. 4 laps to go in Talladega, and now as we came through towards 3 to go, again, shuffling towards the front with Todd Gilliland, who's going to be at Stewart Haas Racing in that number 10 next season. Going to be very exciting to see what he can do in that number 10 car who replaces Eric Almirola, Todd Gilliland. Well, so to the lead again with 3 to go, but then as we approach 2 to go, William Byron here on my rear bumper is going to go all the way to the top. He's going to fake me out, deke my ankles, NHL hockey style, get to the inside, and now he has the lead. And then here comes now the 45 of Kurt Busch in his final start in Talladega here. Could he seal the deal with a win? And we're coming to the white flag this time by the ticker. Briefly says we're on the final lap, and then it corrects itself. But now the 31 of Haley to the lead. And if you remember, Haley, he's got a plate win under his belt here in real life at Daytona due to a rain-shortened race back in like 2019, I think it was. As maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but we get engulfed 3 wide in the middle. Reddick with help from Logano and Chastain as well. White flag in the air here in Talladega. Who's going to get back first? Reddick is going to fortunately jump down. I needed that to get myself a run, so I'm going to give him a huge shot towards turn 1. We don't lift on the final lap in Talladega. Now I am pedal to the metal, continuing to push this 8 car, hoping that of course it doesn't cause a wreck. Unfortunately it doesn't. He moves up to the top. We got him a little bit loose there. Down this back straightaway we go. The 31 of Haley leads. Kurt Busch second in line on the inside, and now up towards the top, and then I jump back down to the inside with the 14 of Briscoe as Reddick stalled out hard when I jumped up in front of him. I think I kind of chopped his nose a little bit. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Kurt Busch looking for one more win in his Cup Series career. He's got 2 wins this season so far in his final season of Cup Series racing, but it's not going to happen from the looks of it, because here he comes into the pit lane. All the cars that couldn't make it on field bail out, and here we come through the tri-oval with a run passing the 24 of Byron. It's not going to be enough from the looks of it. Justin Haley wins in Talladega, and we come up again just short of getting Wood Brothers Racing their 100th win in NASCAR Cup Series history, as we end up second back-to-back Talladega races. And wow, I mean, that is a little bit annoying, but you know what? It is what it is. It was a fantastic point day. A bunch of drivers we talked about were going to be close on feel. It's surprising that they just decided to coming to the checkered flag and not say screw it and just see what happens. But that's just how it goes sometimes when you see the point standings on your screen. We have made a big gain. Bowman, the first driver out, he's only 8 points behind Chase Elliott, who could be potentially out at the end of the Charlotte road course. Doubtful, because it is Charlotte. So you can see we are up now ahead of even Elliott and Chastain. We're good by 24 points going into the Charlotte road course. So really good shape. We'll see how we get on there. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Talladega, and I hope you're looking forward to the elimination race at the Charlotte road course to see if we make it into the round of 8, which I think we will, but who knows at this point. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.